Hello and welcome to lesson 81, and we're starting our second review. And so I want to read the introduction to these reviews because there's some important information, and I want you to get it right from the text rather than from me paraphrasing because it may be easier to understand here. So the introduction is as follows. We are now ready for another review. We will begin where we last review left off and cover 2 ideas each day. The earlier part of each day will be devoted to one of these ideas, and the latter part of the day to the other. We will have one longer exercise period and frequent shorter ones in which we practice each of them. The longer practice periods will follow this general form. Take about 15 minutes for each of them and begin by thinking about the ideas for the day and the comments that are included in the assignment. Devote some 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly, several times if you wish, and then close your eyes and listen. Repeat the first phrase of the exercise period if you find your mind wandering, but try to spend the major part of the time listening quietly but attentively. There is a message waiting for you. Be confident that you will receive it. Remember that it belongs to you and you want it. Do not allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. Realize that whatever form such thoughts may take, they have no meaning and no power. Replace them with your determination to succeed. Do not forget that your will has power over all fantasies and dreams. Trust it to see you through and carry you beyond them all. Regard these practice periods as dedications to the way, the truth, and the life. Refuse to be sidetracked into detours, illusions, and thoughts of death. You are dedicated to salvation. Be determined each day not to leave your function unfulfilled. Reaffirm your determination in the shorter practice periods as well, using the original form of the idea for general applications and more specific forms when needed. Some specific forms are included in the comments which follow the statement of the ideas. These, however, are merely suggestions. It is not the particular words you use that matter. And so what this is saying is the way, the truth, and the life are dedicating us to become our truth again, to live our truth again. It's always been within us, but it is not what we're seeing right now. We're seeing an illusion that we created out of our belief in separation. And so all of these lessons, the more that we embody them, will bring us more closer to our truth. So for lesson 81, our review ideas are lessons 61 and 62. I am the light of the world, and my forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Lesson 61, I am the light of the world. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world. Let me be still before my holiness. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Some specific forms for applying this idea when special difficulties seem to arise might be, let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. I like that one. This shadow will vanish before the light. Very simply said, just remember, if you are caught in a place where you are entertaining your shadows, go into your mind for just a moment and just remind yourself that all you need to do is flip the switch and turn on your own light. And do that in your head if you can. Do that in your mind's eye. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world, number 62. It is through accepting my function that I will see the light in me. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Yet I will trust that in the light, I will see it as it is. Specific forms for using this idea might include, let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me not separate my function from my will. I will not use this for an alien purpose. So that is lesson 81, reviewing I am the light of the world and forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. And I'm going to move on to Tina Spalding's lesson 81, her review or her commentary of Jesus through Jesus. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Once again, we thank you for joining us today. Those of you hanging in there with the lessons surely feel some great shifts and transformations happening already in your consciousness. You see how easily you get upset. You see how hard it is to get your mind to do what you want it to do. You see why people take themselves off to ashrams and monasteries to do this kind of work. We want to speak to you to that subject here today. This idea of being in the world, but not of the world, for that is what you are all trying to do. That was my way when I was on the earth plane so many years ago. I had my family. I had my wife and children. I had my ministry. And I had to focus very acutely on my practice to achieve what I did. In living in the ordinary world, you benefit in some ways. When you sit inside a little monk's cell, there aren't too many things to forgive, really. The mind wanders off on stories, but you are not shown yourself so frequently and so passionately by the people in your life. I'm sure monks do get on each other's nerves a little bit, but when you throw work, children, making a living, buying a house, and all of these things on top of your practice, you really do the most difficult work as a spiritual seeker. So if you are having a hard time remembering your lessons, or if you get a little bit worried that you can't master them the way you feel you should, we want you to really comprehend the size of the tasks you are taking on. Not only are you standing firm against the propaganda of your society, which is magnificent, we will tell you, you are also doing it in the midst of a busy life. For that, you deserve commendation. So today, that is our message for you. Well done for coming this far. Well done for hanging in there. Well done for showing up each day to listen to these lessons. Well done, well done, well done. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. Such an interesting reminder that this is hard work, and it's hard because we are enmeshed in all of the illusions. We are not able to meditate for hours and hours and hours every day. We have busy lives. We have to manage the finances and the children and our job and our education and all of the mirrors that are reflecting for us our beliefs. And that can be really uncomfortable. This is time for just beginning to use mantras, beginning to use the lessons as a retraining for your brain to have different knee-jerk reactions. When you understand that you are the light of the world, and in spite of, a reaction of fear or a reaction of shock or a reaction of pain, remind yourself whenever you can that you are here as the light of the world, that you are here to fulfill your function, and your function is the light of the world. Your function is forgiveness and love and peace. And so it is not your function to carry all of these burdens alone. It's not your function to be filled with pain and misery. The only way to heal this world is through love and peace and joy. Take some time to allow yourself to contemplate this, to let the answers that you seek, well, goodness, what is my function? Well, goodness, how do I go about being the light of the world? As you meditate, as you contemplate this, and then as you kind of let it go and be open, you will have ideas enter your mind. You will have those thoughts that maybe you haven't had before seeping in, or you will be presented with information from those other people, the reflections for you, who are going to open you to that truth that lies within you, which is how you are the light of the world. Everyone is the light of the world because we are all one. Remember that we are not separate beings, and so everyone is the light of the world, and we serve the purpose no matter what we do. We don't all have to be healers, we don't all have to be doctors, we don't all have to be ministers, we don't all have to be anything. We can be lawyers, we can be ditch diggers, we can be housekeepers, we can be lumberjacks. Um, we can be disabled individuals who are not working out in the world for money. We still are the light of the world by the love that we extend. We are still the light of the world by the joy that we share. I hope you have a splendid day. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.